You ever hear about a force that can turn, just modest savings into some serious wealth? And the secret ingredient isn't some complex algorithm, it's just patience? Well, today, we're going to break down one of the most powerful and honestly most misunderstood ideas in all of finance: compounding.
That's a pretty bold claim, isn't it? People say Einstein said it, and it really sets the stage. It makes compounding sound like this grand, almost magical thing. So what exactly is this wonder?
All right, so in our first section, let's pull back the curtain on this so-called eighth wonder. And I promise you, while it's not actual magic, the results, well, they can definitely feel like it.
Okay, at its heart, it's really this simple. Picture a tiny snowball at the top of a really long hill. At first, as it rolls, it only picks up a little bit of snow. But the bigger it gets, the more snow it picks up with every single turn, until it's growing like crazy. That's your money compounding. Your profits start making their own profits.
And this might be the best part of the whole thing. You absolutely do not need to be some kind of Wall Street wizard to make this work. Seriously, this isn't about brilliant stock picks or timing the market perfectly. It's a behavioral game. It's all about being disciplined and just letting time do the heavy lifting for you.
So how does this snowball thing really work? Let's get into the numbers just a little bit, because the math behind it is surprisingly simple, and we're going to find the one ingredient that makes the whole recipe work.
Now hang on, don't let a formula scare you off. You only need to look at one part of this, that little word time up there as the exponent. See, time isn't just added or multiplied here. It's what creates the explosion. It is the absolute engine of this entire process.
Let's put some real numbers to it. Say you invest 10 grand and it grows at a nice 10% a year. After a whole decade, you're at nearly 26,000 bucks. That's pretty good. You've more than doubled your money. But it feels kind of slow, doesn't it? A bit steady? And this is right where most people get bored and give up.
But stick with it for another 10 years. Now, look at that. Your original 10K is now over $67,000. In that second decade, you made over 41 grand. Compare that to the 16 grand you made in the first decade. The snowball is getting bigger, and you can really start to see it picking up speed. And boom! This is where it gets crazy. In the third decade alone, your investment grows by over $100,000, more than the first 2 decades combined. This is that classic J-curve people talk about. The real, life-changing growth happens way down the line, but you have to be there to see it.
So that brings up a really important question. If the math is so simple and the results are so powerful, why doesn't everybody get to enjoy this? Well, the problem isn't in our spreadsheets. It's inside our own heads.
This right here. This is the whole problem. Our brains are hardwired to think in straight lines, what we call linear thinking. We expect progress to be steady and predictable. But compounding, as we just saw, is exponential. It's sneaky. It starts off slow and then explodes. And because of that mismatch, we get frustrated and lose faith right in those early years when the magic is just getting started.
And that frustration leads to all of these, the arch villains of wealth building. Impatience makes us pull our money out. Fear causes us to panic sell when things get rocky. Greed has us chasing the latest hot stock. Every single one of these things hits the brakes and interrupts the whole process, forcing that snowball to start all over again.
Which brings us to what might be the real secret behind some of the world's most successful investors. You'll find it has way less to do with being a genius and a lot more to do with something much, much simpler.
Just look at these numbers for a second. Let them sink in. Warren Buffett, maybe the greatest investor ever, made 90% of his money after he turned 65. Think about that. His real superpower wasn't just being a brilliant stock picker, it was his unbelievable staying power. He let that snowball roll without stopping for decades.
This is the key takeaway. It's the whole game, right here. Stop trying to be a psychic. Stop trying to guess the perfect day to buy or the perfect day to sell. Just focus on the one thing you can control: maximizing your time in the market. That's how you make time your greatest ally.
Okay, so we get the what and the why. Now let's talk about the how. This is the fun part. Let's put together a super simple, actionable plan that literally anyone can use to get started.
And here it is, 5 dead simple rules. 1, just start, now. Even if it's with a small amount, just get the ball rolling. 2, automate it. Set up regular contributions so it happens without you thinking about it. 3, tune out the noise. Ignore the scary headlines and just stick to your plan. 4, make sure your gains are reinvested. Let everything go back into the pot to keep feeding that snowball. And 5, the most important rule of all, Don't stop. Don't interrupt it. Your patience is literally a superpower here.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You're not trying to win a 100-meter dash. This is a long-distance race. The goal isn't to have one spectacular year. It's to have decades of steady, uninterrupted growth. It's all about endurance.
So in the end, compounding really doesn't care how smart you are. It doesn't care about your job or your background. All it asks for is a little bit of capital to get started and a whole lot of time. The power to build real wealth is right there. The only question is, are you ready to let it start working for you?